Hello developers, welcome back to .NET Ramana. If you are learning ASP.NET Web API and you feel confused about database, entity framework core, migrations, CRUD, CRUD, okay? So you are not alone. Most beginners stop right here because errors come, database doesn't appear, nobody explain why, right? In today's video, we will do everything step by step using Visual Studio 2026. We can use either .NET 8, 9, 10, but I'm going to use 10. Entity Framework Core. No shortcuts, no skipped steps, no errors. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand what is Web API, what is Entity Framework Core, CRUD, and how code creates SQL database automatically. Okay. How code only creates SQL database automatically. So let's get started. We will see what is Web API. A Web API is a backend service that receives the request, processes data, talks to database, returns JSON. Front-end apps like React, Angular, mobile apps don't talk directly to the database. They talks to Web API. Okay? Think like you can see on the screen, front end, whatever it is there, Web API is the middleman. So Web API is the middleman and the database. Okay? Database. We will interact. Okay. Now we will see what is CRUD. CRUD. CRUD operations. So this CRUD up means create, read, update, delete. Okay. Create means what? Insert data. Read means what? Fetch the data. Update means what? Modify the data. Delete means what? Remove data. These are every enterprise applications. Every real applications use CRUD operations like Amazon, banking apps, admin panels. Okay. Now we will see what is entity framework core. Entity framework core is EF is an ORM. ORM means what? Object relational mapper. So simply meaning I will tell. You write a C# code, right? Entity framework core converts it to SQL. What it do in entity framework core? It converts into to SQL. No need to write SQL manually. Most important concept is code first approach. C# you can see on the screen C# model, entity framework core and SQL tables. Now let's build everything practically. We will open I already opened Visual Studio, then we will continue on this step by step process. Okay, let's go. So I already in the Visual Studio, what I'm going to use continue without code. I'm clicking. Okay, continue without code. I'm clicking. Now what I am going to do is I am not creating any project here and all. Instead of that, I am going to do under what I do is there is a terminal. I'm opening this. Okay, terminal I'm opening. So for what I have to do is okay, let me go up. So I am creating the project product API. For this, I'm running the project. You can do two ways. One is you can create the project, new project, or you can run through command. Okay, I am doing this. Okay, now what is happened? So restored is success, project is created. Whether it is created or not, we can see click open project or solution. Okay, oh, it is created. You are able to see, right? Okay, click on product API.crg. So the project is created. Yes. Now what I am going to do is I am going to add three three packages. Okay, what I am doing is again I am going to here. These are the three packages. One is Microsoft dot entity framework core dot SQL server, Microsoft dot entity framework core dot tools, and Microsoft dot entity framework dot design. So these three are very important for CRUD operations as well as to work with the entity framework. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm clicking this and clicking enter. So something it is get could not find project and all it is coming, right? Sorry. So what I'm closing this because again I am opening this. Now project will open. Before that only repos. That's why that got error. Product API now I am giving this. Click enter. So now project are adding. Now all the projects are adding. That where we can see here in the solution explorer we can see that. See, real developers has to do this way. Okay, real developer has to do this way. So there are three packages. One is SQL Server, whatever we created. This is SQL Server is runtime. Okay. Next to tools is it is a entity framework for commands. Okay. This is the design is for the migrations. For migrations. Now what I am going to do is I am creating a model. For that, what I am doing is I am creating one folder. Okay. The folder name is models. Okay. Models. Okay. I created the folder. I am creating one class. That class is called as what is that? Product. Okay. Class is what? Product. Product dot cs. Okay. Class also created. So for time being, what I did is I copied that already code. So that's why it is like that. Okay. I'm pasting here. Okay. So listen carefully. This class become SQL table. This class become SQL table. Each property becomes a column. Each all these properties become as a columns. ID becomes as a primary key automatically. ID become as a primary automatically. So we are not touching the database. We are creating that by using the code. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I am creating one more folder. Okay. Data. Data. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm creating one class. Okay. One class called app db context dot cs. Okay. Now I created. For time being, I copied this code. That's why. So I can take this code. Copy. Okay. So just I'm replacing this. Okay. Now you can see that. Now you can see that. So here, whatever DB context is there, right? This is the database. DB set is there, right? This is the table. This is the table. What is the table name? Product. What is the table name? Now we are giving the default connection. Let me go app setting. So default connection for my SQL is this one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, okay, or else you can remove this, not required. Okay. So you can give like this. So my database I defined here product API DB. That's what it is create that. Whatever database initial catalog database name. Without this database won't be created. Whatever you want, you can define here. Okay. Now in the program.cs I'm going. I need to configure, right? So for this I have already code. This is the one. Okay. Okay. This is the one. Okay. I added this. So now you can add here controllers also. How we can add controllers? Builder dot services dot see automatic suggestion. Okay. Next, what you can add? Endpoint also you can add. Builder dot endpoints. See endpoints explorer. So then what you can add? Swagger also you can add, right? Builder dot services dot builder dot services dot add swagger. So we need to install the swagger. So we will do that later. Okay. So as of now, you comment this code. Okay, swagger will see later. Okay. Now we register this default connection here. Okay. Now what I am doing is we need to migrate that. Before migration, let's clean and build the solution. Clean, build. So it's so build is success. Now what I am going is I am going to again terminal. Okay, terminal. There is a these two commands very important. You can note down this. These two we are going to use. These two we are going to use here. So what it does means it will create the table and database name automatically. Okay, just a minute or close this. So again reopen the terminal. Okay, I am pasting this and click update. So build is started, build is success. Build is started, build is success, correct? Now, so what is that validation? No store was specified for decimal price entity product. This will cause silently, explicitly. So done. This is under F migration removed, build success. So let's see that some info it given that whether it is created or not. So I am going to open SQL server. Okay. So let's see that whether it is created without our approaches. Good thing, guys, you are able to see the product API DB is created. Okay, what is the table? So table also created. You are able to see that is the perfection of code first approach. That's what I am telling you guys. Without touching the DB based on our class, it got created. So based on our class, it got created. That is power of .NET. That is the power of .NET. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding the controller. For that, create a folder. Okay, called controllers. Controllers. Okay. Now I am adding that controller. Okay, controller name we can give products controller. What is that? Products controller. Okay. I given that for time being I copied already the code. Okay. So I copied this. So here we are doing CRUD operations. CRUD CRUD operations. That means okay, create, read, get, okay, update, delete those records. So that's what we did here. So let me explain you. Okay, so here get method we are using, here get by id also we can do that. Okay, here create we are doing, here update we are doing, so here delete we are doing, delete we are doing. Let me install Swagger. Swagger. Okay, so swagger buckle.asp.net code. Okay, now let me go to program.cs. So what I do is builder dot add swagger gen. Now you got it. So that is what. Okay, like that we need to do. Let's now we did all the operations. So database is automatically created, tables are automatically, CRUD operations also we did that. So these are, so post add what will happen, let's see that. Okay, let me do that. Okay, I am closing all. Okay, build. Okay, build a success. Let me run. Okay, so you are able to see. So data is loading. So if you want, we can do set up a start project. I'm stopping this for time being. Instead of HTTP, IS expression I'm giving. Let's run through Chrome. Okay, IS expression I'm giving. So because the default we didn't given, right, that's why it is giving that default we have to give anything, then it will navigate to that. Okay? It will navigate to that. Okay. So this is what now you did add a product. We can do fetch data. We can do update, remove these things. We did that. Okay. Final summary. What I'm telling you learned today. What is Web API? What is Entity Framework Core? So Entity Framework Core is what? This is what Entity Framework Core. Okay. What is CRUD operations? CRUD operations also you have to see, create, update these things. So code first database creation also we did complete CRUD using .NET. Then we use this. This is the real world backend development. If you this video help you, like, comment, okay, CRUD, subscribe. Okay. Next video we'll see CRUD architecture. That is very important. We will cover all that. Thank you, friends.